Hey guys, it's Coach Matt coming to you once again, but this time not from my house. Yeah, we are actually at our family's cabin up in the mountains of northern Pennsylvania. If you want, you can have your parents look up on a map. It's a town called Sterling Run, Pennsylvania. It's kind of north of Clearfield. It's really far away from just about everything. Take a look. Beautiful place, and look at the mountains and the woods. We love this spot, and it is great to be here for a little bit of a vacation trip. When we arrived here last night, we had something happen that reminded me of something Jesus taught about, and I wanted to show you. Check this out. So, like I say, when we arrived here last night, we found something really special. And I've got Kellen here to tell you a little bit more about it. Kellen, what is that you have there?
This is a buck knife 75th anniversary version.
Wow. When did you get this knife?
2 Christmases ago as a Christmas present.
So that was a pretty special one to you, huh?
For sure.
Now, what happened with this knife last summer?
Last summer, we were up here at this cabin, and when we left and went home, I realized that I didn't have it anymore. I couldn't find it anywhere.
Wow. So something as special as that, and it was gone. So, what happened then? You were hunting for it?
Looked everywhere, but couldn't find it.
Yeah, I even took some time to look. I was here on a backpacking trip a couple of months later, and drove a little ways out of my way to try to find some of the spots we had been at, but still could not find that knife. So, you were really sure that it was lost, huh?
Yeah, given up on it.
Given up on it. So, then what happened last night?
So, last night you walked up to me with it and handed it to me.
Handed it to you?
Yeah.
How did that happen?
Found it somewhere up in here. It was just sitting on a table. Someone found it. Somehow got there.
Wow. Something that was completely lost, and now it was found again. How did that make you feel?
It felt amazing. It was like a second birthday.
A second birthday. That's a pretty cool description of it. Have you guys ever lost something that was really important to you? Something really special? Did you find it again? How does that feel? Or if there's something that you're still sad because you haven't found, how do you think that would feel if you found that really special thing that was lost? Well, thinking about that reminds me of something that Jesus talked about, and I wanted to show you. So, that story from Kellen's knife reminds me of some parables that Jesus told. Now, parables are stories of things that didn't necessarily really happen, but they were stories that Jesus told about something that the people knew so that he could teach them something that was harder to understand. He would tell them a story about something that happened in everyday life, and then he would say, "That's just like," and then he would tell them what it means to their life. So, Luke chapter 15 has 2 stories like that. The first one goes like this. Then Jesus told them this parable. Suppose one of you has 100 sheep and loses one of them. Doesn't he leave the 99 in the open country and go after the lost sheep until he finds it? Listen to this part. And when he finds it, he joyfully puts it on his shoulders and goes home. Then he calls his friends and neighbors together and says, "Rejoice with me. I have found my lost sheep." You see, that's like Kellen and how he felt when he found that lost knife. And then Jesus tells another parable. He says, "Or suppose a woman has 10 silver coins and loses one of them. Doesn't she light a lamp and sweep the house and search carefully until she finds it? And when she finds it, she calls her friends and her neighbors together and says, 'Rejoice with me, I have found my lost coin.'" Just like Kellen felt when he found that knife. Then Jesus says, "In the same way, I tell you, there is rejoicing in the presence of the angels of God over one sinner who repents. You see, Jesus was teaching them about things that got lost and found, but what he really wanted them to learn was that they were lost and they needed to get found. And when God found them, there would be much rejoicing in heaven. Have you ever felt lost in life? Have you ever felt like you needed to get found? There's another Bible verse when Jesus was telling some people about this, and it's a very famous one. It's John chapter 3, verse 16. And it says, "For God so loved the world that he gave his only Son, that whoever believes in him shall not perish, but have everlasting life." You see, that verse says that God really loves this world. It really means the people of this world, you and me. And he gave his only Son. Why did he have to give his only Son like that? It says, so that whoever believes in him should not perish, but have everlasting life. You see, without Jesus in charge of our lives, we're going to perish. We're going to be lost. There's no hope. But whoever believes in him shall not perish, but have everlasting life. That is what it means to be found, to be alive. You see, we don't deserve to spend time with God and be honored by him and to be saved by him. We've got things wrong in our lives. That's what makes us lost. But God gave his Son to pay the penalty for all those things that were wrong in us, so that we could be found, so that we could be alive in him. Following God, believing him, means more than just knowing about him. A lot of people know about God, but believing in him means listening to him, following his example, giving him control of your life. Have you ever done that? You can do it with a simple prayer. If you haven't ever given God control of your life, you could pray with me right now. You say words kind of like these ones. Dear God, thank you for loving me. I know that I'm lost, and I need to be found. Thank you for giving your Son to save me. Help me to listen to him and to follow him. Right now, I want you to have control of my life. Thank you for finding me and saving me. Amen. You see, if you've prayed a prayer like that before, then you are found, and God has rejoiced in heaven about it. If you just prayed that prayer just now, you've been found, and God is rejoicing with a party in heaven for it. If that's still something you're thinking about, I'd love to know that too. Send me a message, send me an email, let me know if you've prayed that prayer, or if there's still some things that you need to know about before you're ready to pray that prayer. I hope you guys can have the joy of being found. Thanks for joining us from here in Sterling Run, Pennsylvania. Until next time, bye-bye.